me through it was a lot of therapy, soul searching, discovering why I took the drugs in the first place, because that's really what it is.
So, Fergie, the voice behind hits like Fergalicious, Big Girls Don't Cry, and Boom Boom Pow. She dominated charts and stages from her Black Eyed Peas days to her solo stardom. But then, just as she seemed unstoppable, she stepped away from the spotlight. What really happened? Let's break it down.
I was in the era where hip-hop was born in New York.
Right.
And then it came over to LA with all the gangster rap, and I was, of course, obsessed with NWA.
Stacey Ann Ferguson, better known as Fergie, grew up in Hacienda Heights, California, with her mom, Terry, and younger sister, Dana. Her dad, John, passed away in 2021. She's got a mix of English, Irish, Mexican, and Scottish roots, which definitely adds to her cool factor. Fergie's childhood was straight out of an overachiever's handbook. She nailed it in school, rocked as a cheerleader, and even crushed it in spelling bees. Oh, and she was a Girl Scout too, basically the poster child for doing it all. Fergie wasn't just hitting the books and cheering, she was already chasing the spotlight. She got into dance and even landed some voiceover gigs, playing Sally Brown in a couple of Peanuts specials and episodes of The Charlie Brown and Snoopy Show. Her big break came when she joined the TV show Kids Incorporated. She stayed on for 6 seasons, becoming the show's longest-running star. Later, Fergie teamed up with Stephanie Riedel and Renee Sandstrom, another Kids Incorporated alum, to form a girl group called Wild Orchid. They hustled hard, pitching themselves to record labels. It wasn't smooth sailing, but eventually, they locked in deals with Sony Publishing and RCA Records. Wild Orchid dropped their debut album in the late 90s, but it didn't exactly set the charts on fire, barely breaking through. Their second album, Oxygen, flopped even harder, selling only 200,000 copies worldwide. Still, the group snagged a spot opening for Cher's Do You Believe tour, sharing the stage with Cyndi Lauper and hitting up cities all over the US and Canada. Behind the scenes, things weren't so rosy. Their label shelved their third album, and Fergie decided to call it quits. Years later, she admitted that frustration with the group's direction and her personal struggles with drugs pushed her to walk away.
Just about a decade ago, you were broke, right? You were addicted to drugs and unemployed.
Wild Orchid was starting to get noticed, but Fergie had her own battle going on behind the scenes. Her struggle with crystal meth was intense and ended up leaving a major impact on both her life and career.
You were addicted to crystal meth.
Yes.
Isn't that horrible? I hear that's horrible. It
It does a lot of things. It
destroys your neurotransmitters.
When things got really tough, the pressure to keep up in the spotlight and feeling like she wasn't enough led Fergie to lean on drugs to get through. Meth completely wrecked her, both mentally and physically. She's talked about how it left her so paranoid she thought she was being tracked by the cops or secret groups. It was a seriously dark time. Realizing how bad things had gotten with her addiction, Fergie made the brave call to check into rehab. It wasn't just about kicking the habit, it was about facing the ugly truth of addiction and dealing with the whole public eye thing. But she wasn't alone in it. Her family and friends had her back the whole way through, helping her heal physically, emotionally, and mentally.
But what got me through it was a lot of therapy, soul searching, discovering why I took the drugs in the first place, because that's really what it is.
Fergie's focus shifted to getting better, and through therapy, spiritual support, and a ton of self-work, she found herself again. The whole recovery process gave her a new sense of strength and clarity, making it clear that Wild Orchid just wasn't her path anymore. The group had peaked, but Fergie was ready for something fresh, where she could fully express herself and explore her growing artistic vision.
My lovely little lumps, check it out. I drive these brothers crazy.
In the early 2000s, Fergie got a major glow-up when she joined the Black Eyed Peas. The group, which was originally all about underground hip-hop, totally switched gears with her on board. Fergie's unique voice brought a whole new energy, and they went from a niche group to global superstars. Her mix of pop, hip-hop, and soul became their signature sound, with hits like Where Is the Love and Let's Get It Started blowing up. She wasn't just a singer, Her stage presence and charisma helped take them to the next level. Joining the Black Eyed Peas wasn't just a career reboot, it was a full-on reinvention. She went from struggling in Wild Orchid to becoming a major force in music. Fergie made her big debut with the Black Eyed Peas on Elefunk, and it was the start of something huge. The album dropped tracks like Where Is the Love and Let's Get It Started, which became instant anthems and showed off the group's mix of hip-hop, pop, and serious social commentary. But it was really her killer vocals on jams like Boom Boom Pow and I Got a Feeling from the END that locked her in as a major part of the Black Eyed Peas crew. Those songs blew up worldwide, taking over the charts and airwaves, and solidified the Peas as one of the biggest acts of the decade. Her energy and killer performances turned her into a fan favorite, and the Peas' success was all about the chemistry between her and the other members, Will.I.am, APLD-AP, and Taboo. Together, they became known for their futuristic sound, electrifying shows, and mind-blowing music videos, with Fergie being a big part of shaping how the group was seen by the world. As the Black Eyed Peas kept blowing up, Fergie started feeling the itch to focus on her own music. Having already made a name for herself as a solo artist with her hit album The Duchess, she decided to step back from the group in 2017 to dive deeper into her solo career. Fergie taking a break from the Black Eyed Peas was a mix of personal stuff and her solo projects. She needed time to figure things out and have more creative control. While the group kept going, dropping music and touring, it was clear that something was missing without Fergie's energy. They still stayed relevant, but without the same massive hits they had when she was part of the crew. In 2018, the Black Eyed Peas dropped Masters of the Sun Volume 1, but this time Fergie wasn't on board. The album felt like a throwback to their hip-hop roots, but with a twist, it was a totally different sound compared to the pop dance hits they were known for when Fergie was part of the crew. A fresh start, but not quite the same. Also, in 2018, Fergie performed at the 2018 NBA All-Star Game. Her version of the national anthem had everyone talking. It was at the Staples Center in LA, packed with celebs, and she decided to give the anthem a whole jazzy makeover.
What's so proudly?
Right from the first note, you could tell it was going to be different. She slowed it down, threw in some dramatic vocal runs, and leaned into a bluesy, sultry vibe. Meanwhile, the cameras caught players and celebs reacting in real time, smirks, confused looks, and some seriously trying not to crack up.
And a flag was still there.
The internet? It exploded. Memes, clips, hot takes. Her performance was everywhere. People were split. Some thought it was a bold move, but most felt it was a little too extra for such a patriotic song. After the buzz died down, Fergie apologized, saying she just wanted to take a creative risk and try something special. She admitted it didn't land for a lot of folks, but made it clear she had nothing but respect for the anthem and the event. Fans and some fellow artists backed her up, giving her props for stepping out of the box, even if it didn't quite stick the landing. Hey, maybe that's why she's had a successful career. She's a risk taker, and fortune favors the brave. Let's talk about her very publicized marriage. Fergie and Josh Duhamel first started dating in 2004, and from the get-go, the media couldn't get enough of them. Their wedding in 2009 was like something out of a rom-com, and they quickly became one of those celeb couples everyone was obsessed with Fergie killing it in music and acting, and Josh making waves with Transformers and Las Vegas. They were pretty much the ultimate couple goals. They were always spotted together at events, on vacations, and with their families, feeding the public's obsession with their relationship.
Hollywood and LA and that whole lifestyle can suck the soul out of you if you're not careful.
But behind all the glam, things weren't as picture-perfect as they seemed. Fergie's past struggles with mental health and addiction started to weigh on their marriage. She's been open about how her battles, especially with crystal meth, really put a strain on things. Even though she worked hard to overcome them, keeping a relationship intact while everyone's eyes were on them made it a lot harder. On top of that, Josh's booming Hollywood career kept him away from home for long stretches, which led to more time apart than either of them probably wanted. All this took a serious toll on their relationship. When Fergie and Josh called it quits in 2017, it was everywhere. The rumors were flying fast, with the tabloids having a field day, especially when accusations about Josh allegedly stepping out with other women hit the headlines. Neither of them came out to confirm or deny the gossip, but of course, that just made the breakup even messier. The whole thing was basically one big drama show.
Great girl. But, you know, I think we both agree that we're just very different. And we made an awesome kid. We get along great, and we get to raise him without any acrimony.
Fergie opened up about how tough the divorce hit her, especially after being in such a high-profile relationship for years. She admitted it was heartbreaking and left her feeling super vulnerable. But in the end, it was kind of a wake-up call. She realized the split, though painful, gave her the chance to focus on healing and self-reflection. Even after the divorce, Fergie and Josh have kept it super chill and focused on being solid co-parents. Their son, Axel, is obviously the priority, and they both make it clear that they're all about making sure he's not caught up in the mess of their breakup. In interviews, they've both talked about how much they respect each other when it comes to raising Axel, sharing little moments where they've worked together to give him love and stability. During this time, she really started reconnecting with herself, both as a person and an artist, which eventually pushed her to dive deeper into her solo career and prioritize her well-being. Fergie's career really took off as both a Black Eyed Pea and a solo artist. She joined the group in 2002, and with her vocals, they went from hip-hop to global superstardom. Tracks like Where Is the Love and I Got a Feeling became iconic party anthems, defining the 2000s. As a solo artist, Fergie released The Duchess, which was an instant hit. Songs like London Bridge and Glamorous showed off her bold, confident personality, while Fergalicious became a pop culture classic. Her fashion was just as bold, making her a style icon as well. She also tried her hand at acting, starring in Poseidon and hosting The Four, Battle for Stardom. While her solo career slowed down after The Duchess and her 2017 album Double Duchess took a while to drop, her influence on music and pop culture remains massive. Whether with the Black Eyed Peas or as a solo artist, Fergie's been dropping hits and making waves that still get played at parties today.